Today I'm going to tell you what I loved and didn't love on my recent Princess sailing. This was my very first time on Princess and a lot of things surprised me. If you're interested in hearing my thoughts on the Regal Princess, please keep watching. Hello everyone, I hope you are having a splendid day, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. I recently went on my very first Princess cruise, and it was a 4-night 80s themed cruise out of Fort Lauderdale. In my last video, I talked all about the experience of taking the 80s cruise, the 80s theme, and I will link that video at the end. But this video is my review of our voyage on the Regal Princess. I'm going to tell you what blew me away, what was just average, and what I thought could have been done better. Going on a Princess cruise was a long time wish come true. Although I have been on over 30 cruises on Royal Caribbean, MSC, Norwegian, Disney, I have never taken a Princess cruise up until now. When I was a little girl, I was obsessed with the Love Boat TV show. I am a proud Army brat, and we moved a lot. But there was one constant. No matter where we were living, my sister and I would park our little butts in front of the TV to watch Love Boat and Fantasy Island each week. I remember wishing that one day I could take a Princess cruise, but at the time I thought cruising was only for the very rich and very glamorous, and I was neither. Not much has changed. So that was how I became fixated on Princess. It took a few decades, but I finally made it on board the real Love Boat. But enough about my childhood. Without further ado, let's dive in. First, spoiler alert, this was a pretty awesome cruise, and embarkation was quick and easy. Before we knew it, we had our medallions, which were used to pay for things on board and also to open our stateroom door, and we were on the ship. The entire process from arriving to the port to getting on the ship was about 30 minutes, so that was pretty good. Our first impression of the Regal Princess was very positive. It is a very attractive ship. The decor is classic and elegant, but not dated. The Regal Princess is about 10 years old, but it looked brand new. After boarding, we went right to our stateroom. We were staying in a mini suite on deck 10, and again, we were not disappointed. The cabin is very spacious with a separate living room and bedroom area. The balcony is standard with 2 chairs and a small table, and there is a massive amount of storage. The bed was insanely comfortable, and I have to say they had my favorite pillows of any cruise ship I've ever been on. The bathroom was a nice size, and best of all, it had a bathtub, which I love. They also provided toiletries, including lotion, body wash, and combination shampoo conditioner. Our stateroom attendant came by to introduce himself, and he brought us 2 glasses of champagne to welcome us on board. This was such a nice touch. The welcome champagne was part of the club class amenities, and I'm pretty sure he knew we were inside our cabin because of the medallions. The medallions track you throughout the ship, I believe, so I think that he knew when we were in the stateroom, which was kind of interesting. I have a video coming up, by the way, all about the club class experience, so be sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss that one. It's not going to be my next video, but it will be in the next few videos. My next video is going to be all about the food on the Regal Princess. After dropping off our luggage, we went straight to lunch. I had done some research on the Regal Princess, and the one tip that I saw over and over again was to skip the buffet and go to Alfredo's for lunch. So that's what we did. And wow, it was excellent. I had a pizza and my husband had a calzone. Up until now, I thought Virgin had the best pizza at sea, but Alfredo's gave them a run for the money. We did eat at the buffet for lunch on another day, and it was okay, pretty standard, a lot like the cruise lines that I've sailed on before. It was nothing special, but they did have a nice variety. My husband and I purchased the Princess Premier package. This gave us Wi-Fi and also drinks up to $20. I did find out that there was a limit of 15 drinks a day, just in case you're interested, but we never got anywhere near 15 drinks. The Premier package also includes gratuities and dining at 2 specialty restaurants, as well as some other perks. When you consider that you can pay $80 a day for Royal Caribbean's beverage package alone, this is a really good deal. You pay around the same daily rate, but you get a lot more perks. One thing I really appreciated on this sailing was that a lot of the menus clearly listed which wines were included in the Premier package and which ones were included in the Plus package. The Plus package gets you drinks up to $15 per day. I love wine, so this breakdown was very much appreciated, and I wish more cruise lines would do this and make it very clear which wines are included with which package. So after a delicious lunch, we went to explore the ship and ended up at the pool deck. We relaxed for a while and then stayed for the sail-away party. I thought the sail-away party was cute. One thing that didn't really impress me was the adult pool area, which I believe is called the Retreat. It was pretty basic and didn't have a lot of shade. It was just an extension of the regular pool area that was reserved for adults. I was expecting something like Royal Caribbean Solarium, which has a lot of different seating areas, a lot of shade, and a spa-like ambiance. I think for that vibe, I should have gone to the Sanctuary, which is another adult-only area on the Regal Princess. I never went into the Sanctuary. I had incorrectly assumed that it was a private area for full suite guests. But after the cruise, I learned that you have to pay to go inside. At least that's what I believe. I did see some pictures online, and it does look very, very nice. I wish we would have gone in, but I had just assumed it was for suite guests. But something that did wow me was the Sea Walk, a glass floor walkway that extends 28 feet beyond the ship. They also had glass floors on other areas of the deck. So cool, but a little freaky. The first night we ate in the Symphony dining room, and this was a dining room reserved for the club class. The food was pretty good, but our serving team was absolutely awesome. We requested the same servers each time we dined there. After dinner, we hung out at Crooners Bar. The bartenders were so much fun and so friendly, and we ended up spending a lot of time at that bar throughout the sailing. A minor thing that I didn't like was how Crooners Bar was separated from the musician. You almost felt like you were in the next room. You couldn't see the musician from the bar. Royal's Schooner Bar has a much better layout, in my opinion. One thing I absolutely loved about the Medallion is that when you were sitting at the bar, the bartenders automatically knew who was there. They would greet you by name. They also knew if you had the drink package, so they would just bring you your drinks. You didn't have to scan a card. You didn't have to sign a slip. It was automatic and seamless, and I thought it was amazing. This is such a smoother system than other cruise lines. Day 2 was a sea day. We mostly relaxed around the ship. We played bingo, but didn't win. I did join a line dancing class, and that was a lot of fun. The activities offered on board were pretty standard, very traditional stuff. They even had an old school ice carving demonstration. I didn't know cruise lines did that anymore. After shaking my booty, we grabbed a couple Bellinis at the bar. This was our second favorite bar on board after Crooners. That night, we ate at Crown Grill, the Princess Steakhouse, and it was very good. My husband had a steak, and I had the Chilean sea bass. I have no complaints at all about the food, and service was also excellent. Overall, I thought the crew on the Regal Princess was fantastic, very helpful and friendly, and they really seemed to enjoy their jobs. This might be in part to Captain Paolo. We saw him all over the ship, talking to guests and interacting with staff at all levels. He seems like a really nice, genuine person, and the crew seemed to adore him. I was super excited to meet the captain. I had seen him on the Real Love Boat CBS reality TV show, and he was just as charming in person as he was in the show. Oh, Crown Grill was the only specialty restaurant that we dined at. Even though we were club class and we were supposed to get 2 specialty restaurants, we couldn't get reservations at any other ones. It wasn't a big deal. We really enjoyed our serving team in the Symphony dining room, but it would have been nice to take advantage of that perk. After dinner, we went to see the Pat Benatar Experience, one of the tribute bands on board for the 80s cruise. We also saw Double Vision, the Foreigner tribute band, on night 3, and Wanted, the Bon Jovi tribute band, on the last night. Check out the video at the end if you want more details about the 80s experience on board the Regal Princess. Day 3, we were at Princess Cays, but unfortunately, we had pretty crappy weather. It rained all day, and it was pretty windy. We spent the morning in the hot tub hoping that the weather would clear up, but it never did. We had lunch in the Symphony dining room that day, and we also had dinner there that night. Overall, we found the food in the Symphony dining room to be pretty good. Some things were excellent, some things were just okay, but we did not have a bad meal there. It was very comparable to food in other main dining rooms on other major cruise lines. Our last day on the cruise was a sea day. We did a little shopping and tried our luck at slots in the casino. You have to use your medallions to operate the slot machines, and interestingly, you can charge to your room. Also, they don't give you slips if you cash out. The money goes into an online account. I believe you have to close out your casino account before the end of the cruise. I'm not sure what happens if you don't, so if anybody knows, please leave a comment in the comment section. But I would make sure you clear out your casino balance before you disembark. Speaking of disembarkation, ours was a breeze. We self-disembarked carrying our own luggage at 7:30, and we were out of the port at 7:45, exactly how I like it. So that was a summary of our cruise on the Regal Princess. Overall, we loved the ship. We thought the crew was fantastic, and we were very comfortable in our mini suite stateroom. By the way, I loved how the Medallion would open up your stateroom door before you even reached it. I thought that was super cool. There were some minor things that I wasn't wowed by, but it certainly wasn't negative. It was just average. But there was so many great positives, it more than made up for the things that were just average. Bottom line, I would happily cruise on the Regal Princess again. It was an outstanding sailing. We really, really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and be sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss my next princess video. If you'd like to talk princess cruising with me a little bit longer, I will link to videos at the end that I think you might like. The top video is all about the 80s experience on board the Regal Princess. And the bottom video is when I got to interview the president of Princess Cruises about their newest ship, the Sun Princess. Until next time, I hope you have happy and safe travels. I appreciate you and thank you so much for watching. Bye.